Hey, welcome to episode 8 of CHAPcast. I'm Ashley Park, and I speak to bands, artists, gig promoters, venue owners, label owners to try and help you guys keep up to date with what's going on with music in Scotland, and hopefully help you find some music that you like. Later on today, I've got Gav, aka Casper Heyzeus, in to speak about what he's doing musically, and also in to speak about his label, Ice Cream for Crow Records. But first, to start this episode, I'm going to play a song called Bastard of Hades by Aberdeen's Hellripper, and this is from their first album called Coagulating Darkness. Okay, ready?
No, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi there, my name is Gavin. I run Ice Cream for Crow tapes, and I also go by the name Casper Heyzeus. You're listening to CHAPcast. Today with me, I've got Ashley Park.
The strong intro.
Yeah, very strong.
Intro.
Very, very fucking confident. Oh, sorry, can I swear in this?
Yeah, you can.
I'm doing that thing you told me not to do where I lean into the mic. I'm so unprofessional.
No, it's fine.
Let's
just
scrap it. Let's go back to the start.
No, this is a good start.
Introduced me.
No,
this
no.
is terrible. This
No,
is awful.
no, it's a good
never
start.
sell.
No, it's a solid start.
Are you sure?
Yep, let's just
All
keep
right.
going. Let's
just
just
cut
keep going.
this bit out when I'm insecure about it. And then
All
people
right,
will
okay.
think, oh yeah, solid start. 10 out of 10.
Actually, so yeah, first thing I need to ask here is Ice Cream for Crow Records. What is this? What name is that?
Right.
Where did you get that name from?
All right, so clearly you're not very well versed, or you're just doing this because it sounds good. But Ice Cream for Crow was the last album that Captain Beefheart made. It was also the first song he ever did to have a music video. There was a turning point in my life when I was 15, and MTV2 used to be like the thing, and that would play like current metal, rock, alternative, industrial videos. Anyway, fucking.
You saw Ice Cream for Crow.
Yeah, Ice Cream for Crow was on MTV2, but that was like later on. That's when I was a bit more like, oh, I only listen to this and that, and then Captain Beefheart came on MTV2. I think it was Sonic Youth or somebody was doing an MTV2 playlist, because they used to do that. They'd have like a famous band would come on and choose a bunch of videos. But for me, because the only things I was listening to was like 80s kind of goth stuff, industrial metal, and I was just starting to get into black and death metal. But what I came from was new metal. As a teenager, I came into my own with new metal. From that,
I think a lot of us did.
yeah.
I think it's
I mean, definitely in our age group.
Yeah.
I think that's
I mean, we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
It's,
that was the majority of my early teens, was listening to new metal, and then to get into heavy rock, to classic rock, to industrial, to black metal and things like that. When I heard Captain Beefheart, it flipped everything up, and I was just like, wow, okay, so music can be like anything, like, because the song Ice Cream for Crow is this bizarre kind of like country music on speed, basically, and I was just like, oh, what's this?
So the people that you released, are they aware of that? Are they Captain Beefheart fans? Do they know that?
There is one guy on the label so far, by the name of S.R. Woodward, and I met him on a website called SoundClick, and this is before YouTube and SoundCloud. I met this guy because he made weird music under the pseudonym Spooky Polka, and he loved Beefheart, and we became friends, and this was back in 2005 or something. But one day I had a comment on a YouTube video, and I recognized the last name, and I'm like, oh, holy crap. I mean, like, are you blah, blah, blah? And then we got speaking, and then I realized he's still making music, and I was like, oh, dude, I'm making music as well, but like I'm doing it on my own. And because of that, I ended up putting out a compilation of his demos. And
so Ice Cream for a Crow is tapes only. What's
so far?
What's the dealio? So far, so
Yeah.
have you got plans?
I do have
for
plans.
other things,
That hopefully, when I can get financial situations to a better sort of environment, the next release will unfortunately be the third release of Casper Heyzeus, but it will be on vinyl, which will be the first vinyl release. I went with tapes because I wasn't very confident in my first release, which was my first album. Somebody suggested the idea of making a tape release, and I was like, oh wow, I never even thought of that, because for me, tapes died a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I loved tapes growing up, because I used to make a mixtape for the car. My grandma would take me to school every day, and I would make a compilation that consisted of bands like My Dying Bride, Immortal, Cannibal Corpse, throw in some King Diamond and maybe a random Cure song here or there, or a Duran Duran song. And
But your grandma loved that.
well, my grandma would say, you know, I really like the music, but why do these singers have to scream like that? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Meanwhile, I'm singing along word for word to Fucked by a Knife by Cannibal Corpse. And if I could make every release on the label vinyl, I would, but based on sales from what I've released so far, it's not something I can afford to.
It's not feasible.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, because the stuff I put out is kind of not particularly commercial or you know, has a big following already. It's mostly unknown people like myself, and that's what I like about it, and that's why it's named after Beefheart, because it's just kind of outsider, strange kind of music.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I think we're gonna play a song by. We were talking about this earlier, how we pronounced it differently.
Yeah, so
You said
I mean, I put this guy's tape out, well, the split tape out, and I always used to think it was called Stayknyfe.
Yeah,
But you've pointed out that it's
I think it's Stayknyfe.
And you know what? I think you're right. And if he hears this, I'm so sorry that for the whole time I've known you online and released something by you, I've been mispronouncing your name.
Well, if you want to look it up, to spell it.
Yeah, to spell it.
Stayknyfe. So I think if it's a little double use K, Stayknyfe makes sense. But you might be right. It might be Stayknyfe.
I hope I'm right.
I'm sure you are.
I hope I am.
All right, that was what we're assuming is pronounced Ayahaga by Stayknyfe, possibly Stayknyfe. Don't know. Anyway, so here with Gav, aka Casper Heyzeus, the founder and owner of Ice Cream for Crow Records. So, how did you get started? How did Ice Cream for Crow get started?
So long story short. Oh fuck no, actually, short story long.
Okay.
So I hadn't made music in 10 years. Out of the blue, my friend Stuart, who you know,
Okay.
he said, "Oh, like I've got this art space. We should go down there and make some music." So we did, and that kind of reignited something that hadn't existed in my life for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I eventually got round to buying a new guitar, and I got a new amplifier. And Stu said that this place was going to become a music place, not an art place. And he said, if you want, you can have a room. And I thought, if I had a room where I could set up all my equipment, maybe I would make more of an effort to make music. Because at home, there's not much space. Everything's packed away into cupboards. It takes about half an hour to get everything set up. By that point, you've kind of lost that drive you have.
Mm-hmm.
So I says, okay, I'll do it. And in that kind of moment of, I'm going to have a space to record, I thought, well, I need to get something to record with. Because I couldn't take my desktop PC down to the studio or then back home every night. So I took out a credit card, I bought a MacBook, and from that, so far, I've released 2 albums, and I've got about 2 albums worth of material that's unreleased.
Okay. But what made you want to put out other people's stuff?
Well, the reason I started the label is because the stuff that I make, I know for a goddamn fact no other label would ever release unless the person releasing it was someone who was out of their mind. Having said that, I have been featured on 3 compilations so far. Two of which are through Post-Pop Records, and one of them is Z-Tapes. And they're both quite big tape labels. But it's purely through the subreddit cassette culture that I managed to get these things to happen. But Post-Pop is a guy called Jed, who's in London, or he's somewhere in England, I think, anyway. He's put out pretty big releases from Islands, who was one of the guys that was in the Unicorns. Okay. And he also put out, I think, a tape by Ash as well. Mm-hmm. He's a really nice guy. He actually put...
Wait, was that the Ash tape that had a Commodore 64 game on the B side?
No, that wasn't Ash. That was Gunship.
Oh, I thought that was Ash.
So Gunship released, I don't know if it was an EP or a single or an album, but one side was all music, and on the other side was a completely brand new game made for the Commodore. And that is quite a rare limited release, so like copies of that go for quite a lot of money now. But
that's so cool. That's such a cool idea, though.
A really, really cool idea.
Yeah.
Something that I'm kicking myself in the balls to this day that I didn't think of. Because if I knew someone who could program old games, that would have been the first thing I would have done. Mm-hmm. I don't know what a Casper Heyzeus game would look like, but I'm pretty sure it would be a pixelated dick. And it would just be like shooting at something. So I don't know where you go from that.
Shooting at cassettes.
Shooting at cassettes, yeah. I mean, that's the safe. That's the safe for work version.
Yeah. All right. Well,
so we're gonna play Fig. This is the guy on the same release as Stayknyfe or Stayknyfe, which is a split release, and I think this song's called Walk.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for stepping in. I looked at my notes. Yeah. So this is Walk by Fig.
They tell you it's all grow up, get a job, get married, get a house, have a kid, and that's it. And the truth is, the world is so much stranger than that. It's so much darker, and so much madder, and so much better.
Yeah, so that was Walk by Fig Dot, like abbreviation of figure.
Yeah, all lowercase.
Yeah, like it's in an appendices. But
I don't know what that means. What's it called? The blurb. I know the blurb. That's when you like pick up the book and then on the back it gives you like Jane was scared the first time she went to a party, but someone offered her the devil's biscuit and she got high on marijuana. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy this book. It speaks to me.
Okay.
Not that I don't smoke marijuana, just to clarify. I don't want you to fucking start a smear campaign against Casper Heyzeus. Never once touched drugs. Although he writes songs about it, it's purely from a research point of view, not someone who has participated in such things. That's a good segue to the next question.
Yeah, we believe you, yeah. Well, like, don't tell the people you can see my notes.
But that's the fun of this. It's real. It's just two guys, having a wee chat about music. And
okay, well, yeah. My next question is: so, besides the label thing,
am I deconstructing what's supposed to be a formula here? We can go. You can edit this. We can just,
No, it's fine.
So
it's fine. I just say it's real. It's real.
Walk
it's
and,
real.
Fig
real.
With a full stop.
No. It's real. It's real. So, So besides the label, or the reason you started the label was to release your own stuff under the name Casper Heyzeus.
Yes.
So where did Casper Heyzeus come
Casper
from?
Heyzeus came about because me and my ex-girlfriend finished, and I had to make a fake account so I could stalk her online.
Are you serious?
Kinda.
Okay, let's move on then.
No. So like, basically, I made a fake name because I didn't want anyone who I knew from back then to know who I was, and the name itself, Casper Heyzeus, I think if you look at it from a psychological point of view, I think the Casper part comes from the fact that I'm somewhat seen on the outside as something strange. And,
a friendly ghost.
Well, yeah, I'm seen as something strange, and people are frightened by it at first, but if they get to know me long enough, they find out that I'm genuinely a nice guy.
I don't know. The more I get to know you, the more terrified I am.
Well, I mean, there you go, right? Okay. So, it was like one of these like really lame ass things. I felt like I was a ghost, and I'm friendly, but people instantly see the ghost part and they don't get to know you long enough to find out that you're friendly.
No more about Heyzeus.
The Heyzeus is I have a God complex, and sometimes I wake up in the morning and I think I am God, and everything that's going on around me is just something that I've created in my head.
All right, fair enough. See, I thought
genuine
you were just,
drug-induced mindsets that I've never taken and never had.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Disclaimer.
See, whenever I hear Casper Heyzeus, I just think of that scene in
Kids, the movie.
No.
Oh,
don't talk about that movie. That's horrible.
Oh, no, but there was a kid called Casper in that movie.
No, when I hear Casper Heyzeus, I think about that scene in Die Hard 3 when they're in the taxi. And he's like, why'd you keep calling me Heyzeus? He's like, that guy back there said Heyzeus. He said, he never said Heyzeus. He said, hey, Zeus. My name is Zeus.
Oh, fuck, no, I never made that connection. Damn.
So good.
Next time I get asked that question, that's what I'm going to say. Do you remember Die Hard 3? Remember that one where it was like, I once knew a man from St. Ives who had 7 wives.
Anyway, he's Vigo. Big Ghostbusters 2 fan.
Yeah, I think I didn't realize it growing up. I always used to think Ghostbusters 2 was just as good as the first movie. And then it wasn't until Ghostbusters 3 was announced that I started noticing people sort of trash talk, if you
Even
will.
Ghostbusters 2016.
Yes, the reboot, which is not known as Ghostbusters 3 because technically Ghostbusters 3 would be the video game. But Ghostbusters 2016 with the all-female cast for the main leads, when that came out, people were like saying, you're giving this film so much hate, blah, 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 and all this. Like, Ghostbusters 2 was a terrible film, and I never used to think of Ghostbusters 2 as a terrible film. Now, as much as people want to rip that movie apart, I looked at the things that they ripped apart, and I said, well, there's comedy there. The fact that the entire story is based on a painting that wants to be a lady's baby. From that line alone, I said to my mate, we were in the studio, we were working on some tracks that we were doing, and I said, this painting wants to be your baby. And then he started laughing, and I started cracking up, and I'm like, it's Vigo. Like Vigo wants to be your baby. Like, that's a funny idea for a song.
Wants to be your baby. Oh, this painting. Oh, this painting. On a canvas, not a ghost like Patrick Swayze. Not like Swayze. Vigo's got an ego like a drunk on placebo, thinking that it's ecstasy. The river of slime was a terrible crime, much like Ghostbusters 3. Oh, be careful when you fill your bathtub. Carpathian goo, it's gonna get you. Scaleri Bravo scare me more than Venkman's hairline. Receding hairline. Thinking that it's ecstasy. The river of slime was a terrible crime, much like Ghostbusters 3. He is Vigo! His dormant days are now away. He is coming back to play. Don't you ever look in his eyes. With him comes a world of pain. Great clouds caused by devil's rain. Soon you will meet your demise. Oh, here they come now. They're gonna save the day. Oh, they're shooting pink goo inside a statue.
And that was He Is Vigo by Casper Heyzeus, released on Ice Cream for Crow tapes. But thank you very much, Gav, for coming in and speaking to me.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah, and I can't wait to hear what Ice Cream for Crow come out with next. Once you've managed to come out of the deep pool of debt to put out something new.
Once the credit card debt starts to lower, the discography will grow.
All right, well, thanks for coming in and thanks for chatting to us.
Cheers, man. It's been good.
And that is it for episode 8 of CHAPcast. Thanks for listening, and thanks again to Gav for coming in and chatting to me. I've finally got a website now. Here's the shameless plug time. So it's got CHAPcast.com, and if you go on there you can check out some other episodes. Eventually there's going to be some articles on there and some videos and just a bunch of bonus content, so it'd be good to check there regularly, and I'll try and update it when I can and create more content. But I also want to say that recently I've been speaking to the guys from Net Sounds. It's a podcast based up in Inverness that also do things about music in Scotland. Those guys are doing a really good job, and I really enjoy that podcast. I don't know why I haven't heard about it until recently. But if you get a chance, you should definitely check out Net Sounds. But until next time, I'm going to leave you in the more than capable hands of Dark Habits. And Dark Habits are a band from Glasgow who recently released an EP album. I'm not sure about the entire length of it, actually. But a release anyway called Cave Paintings. And the song I'm going to play is the song Wishful Thinking. So this is by Dark Habits. And thanks for listening. I'll see you guys in episode 9.